Alright guys, welcome back to Marvel Spider-Man. The last time we met in Marvel Spider-Man, we talked to MJ. I mean, we saved her from the demons, um, but right now we got Shocker running around and, well, we gotta stop him. And by the way, the suit I am currently wearing is the Last Stand suit.
There's a lot of people who don't like him very
Which,
much.
actually, I really love this suit. I don't know much about what Last Stand is, but I do like this suit. I like the jeans and the jacket. You know, the jacket especially looks really good on Peter. You know, the jeans, the jacket, and the shoes, you know. I like it. It's a simple suit. You know, I like this suit. I forgot to change the suit power, by the way. Let's do that one. Unrelenting, that one. His ability, Last Stand's ability that you get is really cool, where, you know, enemies can't interrupt your attacks, which is really helpful. You know, especially for later game enemies. Alright. But yeah, right now we're just fighting. We're gonna be going to fight Shocker because, well, that's just. He apparently just broke out a right. He broke out. He just got on parole, but for some reason, he decided it's okay to rob a bank, and I don't think that's good for your parole. Also, Spider-Man shouted out that he was Peter Parker in front of a bunch of people, so I'm pretty sure people know he's Spider-Man now. Then again, at this point, who doesn't? It's kind of like, I mean, actually, I kind of understand not many people knowing who knowing who Spider-Man is, but people who don't know who Batman is, I'm surprised Gotham hasn't figured it out. That or they did, and they just don't care. That would be a funny way. It's like Scarecrow or someone reveals Batman's identity, and everyone is just like, yeah, we knew. It's like, wait, you all knew? Yeah, we all knew.
What do you care? Actually, I don't. Just trying to make polite conversation.
I'm done talking.
But this could be so much more rewarding if we connected on an emotional level.
Aw.
Wait, I forgot. You don't have emotions. Come on, Herman. Please talk to me so we can make it interesting. Gotcha. Now let's talk.
I said I'm done talking.
Okay.
Noted. Honestly, Herman, why are you robbing again? You know the police are watching your every move. I mean, we all know you're kind of dumb, but I didn't think you were this dumb.
Damn.
You must be desperate, which means you're not just stealing for yourself. You must be working with someone, or for someone. You can tell me who it is now, or make me punch it out of you later. Your choice.
Ah, shit.
He's getting away.
Yeah, during these chase sequences, you really need to make sure that they don't get too far away, or it will be a game over. Oh, damn. There we go. Nope.
You know what, Herman? You have like zero personality, but your suit is awesome. Can we talk design details?
No, Peter, I like yours more. I think you have the better suit.
Good work, Spider-Man. Did you learn anything about his motive?
I tried, but he's not very talkative. Plus, I think he hates me.
You have that effect on a lot of people.
Aw.
But you love me, right, Yuri?
I tolerate you.
Wow. That might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I'm trying to reach for a drink out of my fridge.
Maybe now's a good time to look into that mask. Oh, it's MJ. Hey, MJ.
There we go.
You're
Just
up
wanted a
late.
damn Sprite.
Just catching up on the news. Looks like you had quite an adventure with Shocker tonight.
Yeah, he was unusually combative. Anyway, thanks again for dinner. What do I owe you?
How about a favor? You still have that mask from the gallery?
Yeah. I'm actually on my way to the Feast Center now to ask Martin Lee about it.
Martin Lee? Why?
He has a degree in art history. If anyone knows about the origins of that
So he's
mask-
really good at working at a Starbucks.
Keep me in the loop.
Alright,
Like
that one actually kind of hurt a little.
I
That hurt me.
Your story here, and I plan to be the one to break it.
Sure. So I can call you, like, whenever?
Yeah, whenever, whatever.
Ah!
So I guess we're talking again. Cool. Almost morning. Mr. Lee will be here soon. I could use a snack.
Volunteer of the week. Who is it this week?
Mr. Lee's usually in his office now.
I'm assuming this is all developers. Man, this is bullshit. How come I'm not on the volunteer of the week? Oh, wait, I'm never here on a week.
Peter, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Lee. I have a friend, Mary Jane. She's a reporter. She's doing a story on art imports, and she found this piece. Well, she wanted an expert opinion on it, and I know you have a degree.
And this might be the first time I actually get to use it. Let's see what you have.
Felt that one.
Interesting.
I haven't seen this mask since
Where'd you find it?
1907
Really
from
not
the
sure.
pilly loins of
What is it?
Rebecca.
Replica of an antique Chinese opera mask. I haven't seen one in years.
That's a damn lie.
This symbol here roughly translates to demon.
Demon.
My father read me ghost stories with that mask and symbol in it when I was young. Scared the hell out of me.
Peter, none of this is throwing red flags at you.
Peter, listen. That mask, it could be connected to dangerous people.
Peter, none of this is throwing red flags at you. The fact that he's warning you about this mask,
I don't know.
and you saw people wearing similar masks last night, you don't think anything of this. You really? None of this is okay, whatever.
Hey,
The symbol inside the mask means demon.
He said
Really
roughly.
sweet, Mr. Lee. Never seen him like that. He even said you should drop the story.
fat chance. Do you think Mr. Lee knows more than he's letting on?
No, I think he
What's he
just
doing?
had
What's
a
he doing?
weird flashback or something.
Oh,
I know
crossword.
his childhood was pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
I haven't writing anything.
Demons, huh? Catchy name. Okay, gotta get writing. See you soon.
It's on the bulletin board.
Homelessness is... Well, that went about as well as I could have hoped.
I could patch these shoes. They'll last a while.
Alright. Spider-Man it up. Time are we at? Okay. I want to do a few more parts before we end the session.
Got some time to kill before Doc needs me at the lab. Let's do a little Spidey workout in this.
Yes, we can. Let's get the last of these towers, and then we'll... What the fuck? So that's another thing about New Game Plus, is that since I am max level, which was level 50, instead of getting level ups when I cross experience thresholds, I get superior level ups, where I'm just basically guaranteed an increase in my attack power, my swing speed, and health. So yeah, because that was the thing about leveling up in the in a fresh file, is that you would level up one of those stats, but not all of them at once. I think. Usually. I can't remember.
Peter, Mr. Lee spoke to me. He seemed worried. Are you into something dangerous?
Oh, it's just a story Mary Jane's investigating. Don't worry, I'll make sure she's careful.
Please tell me you two are back together.
We're talking again. Baby steps. I hope I didn't upset Mr. Lee.
He's just concerned. I was actually touched by how concerned. I knew he liked you. He admires how dedicated you are to helping others.
You know, being Spider-Man and all. Wait, what?
Himself when he was younger. Both orphans, both so smart.
Well, the admiration's mutual. You got a good boss, May.
I'll tell him you said so. Love you, Peter.
Witness reports of mugging is in progress.
Hello?
Peter, it's Dr. Octavius.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Lance Corporal Texador is here for a fitting.
I totally forgot. I didn't forget. I just, I'll be there soon.
His tardiness is starting to become a pattern. Come on, Parker.
You've known him for what, 8 years?
He's right. How did I lose track of time?
By the way, I have one question. Where the fuck are the Avengers? You know, because clearly they exist in this universe. You know, and we're going to be getting Avengers level threats in later games. Where the fuck are they? I think they mentioned that they're doing... I think they mentioned they're doing something in Wakanda, at least at the time of this game, but like... Or was it Wakanda? Where do they say they were? I don't remember. I could just take a picture and see the dialogue.
We don't need you here right now, right?
Oh, shut up. I'm needed everywhere. Even when I'm not needed. I'm needed. Yeah, because the Avengers Tower is a landmark you can take a picture of. Yeah, because all the landmarks aren't just like major buildings in New York. They are also like, you know, related to other comics and stuff like that. Like there is one of them is a no, damn it. All right, like one of them is of the Sanctum Sanctorum for Doctor Strange. I think the Wakandan Embassy is another one that is here. It's not until Spider-Man 2 where they do it.
Cool,
Oh,
but they're never around to use it. I think they're probably somewhere on the West Coast right now.
all right, West
Probably
Coast.
surfing or something.
Yeah, but like we're getting Avengers level threats in these games. Where the fuck are the Avengers? What the fuck are they doing? Especially Spider-Man 2, because I'm going to say Venom is a pretty big threat. Especially what he's doing in that game. You'd think the Avengers would, you know, be on top of that. Nope, they're just like, this is Spider-Man, not Avengers. Then again, I don't know if we want a Marvel's Avengers game after what happened with the previous attempt. I am looking forward to that Wolverine game that Insomniac's doing, assuming it wasn't canceled. I can't remember if it was canceled or not. I know that there was like a multiplayer Spider-Man game that was canceled, but the footage got leaked. I didn't watch it, but I do know about it. But like, I am very curious when that Wolverine game is supposed to happen, assuming it is still happening. You know, it is honestly appropriate bringing up Wolverine, considering that Deadpool and Wolverine right now is out, and I've seen it twice. And it is really good. Probably one of my favorite MCU movies in the past few years. Not really a hard competition, I guess. But I gotta admit, you know, it was a breath of fresh air for the MCU. Like, I think it was... Like, I'm not gonna be one of those people who say the MCU's back and all that shit, because there's people who say that with literally every single... you know, somewhat decent movie that comes out. They go like, the MCU's back, and then, you know, the next project isn't as good as the previous, and then it's like, MCU's dead, and I'm like, I'm not cynical or anything. Like, I'm not cynical about the state of the MCU. You know, I do have faith that it is slowly but surely fixing its problems, because the problem I had, you know, the problem I noticed when I first played, you know, when I was... you know, seeing the decline was, you know, they were just... The main issue is that at this point in the MCU, you just need to be invested in it. You know, it's one of those kind of movie franchises that you can't just jump into it after Endgame, because Endgame, yes, finished a lot of arcs, but it also started a bunch of them. And in a lot of cases, and now instead of being its own, and a lot of, and the other thing about the MCU is that a lot of the movies felt very disconnected from each other, yet still connected in some fashion, if that made sense. If that statement made sense. Like, yes, the movies were all, their own separate story, but they were all, dropping hints of a bigger story down the line. Now, what they were doing with the MCU is that every movie was somehow important to know what was going to happen next when it came to Kang, because they were just trying to set up Kang as this, longtime villain, this big bad guy who's not even a thing anymore, considering what's going on, what happened with Jonathan Majors, which I legitimately feel bad for, because that's kind of bullshit. How they just kind of said, fuck it, we'll fire him. Even though, wasn't he found innocent with that whole situation? I can't remember. But yeah, someone like Ezra fucking Miller is found guilty on several cases of shit that's worse, and yet he gets off pretty much scot-free. What the fuck? Like, seriously? Like, ugh. It was so fucking stupid. Like, they still released the Flash movie, and I think I said when because whenever I go see movies, I post about what I think on them on Instagram, and I remember saying, excuse me, that the idea of supporting Ezra Miller made my skin crawl, but, I honestly more thought of it supporting Michael Keaton, or, hell, even Ben Affleck, even though he's only in the movie for, like, a grand total of, 38 seconds.
Managing it, it's terrible for your health. Now I know she speaks from a place of concern, but this is a common misconception.
The MCU, the state of it is like, everyone is just when you jump into the MCU now, you have to know exactly what the fuck's going on with literally every single character, because nothing feels like its own solo project anymore. Because everything now has to be part of the bigger picture, when that wasn't really an issue back in phases 1 through 3. Yes, they were all part of the same overarching story, but the stories for those movies still felt isolated. You can watch Iron Man 1 and watch Thor 1, and you would not see any connection between the two movies, but the only thing that was, uniting them in the universe was the simple fact that in the background, S.H.I.E.L.D. was setting up to, recruit Avengers, or Loki was getting ready to run around so he could be in the Avengers. And that's another thing with the whole Kang situation, they were setting themselves up for failure when it came to Kang, because they were putting him in whole movie. They were making him the major bad guy in, 2 separate Marvel projects at the same time? Yes, that is the point of Kang. There are millions of him. But at the same time, what they did with Thanos was much better and more effective. They only showed snippets of him. Yes, he was cooking something big. The only, introducing Kang back in Loki was understandable, because yes, Loki's about the multiverse, and Kang, when you think multiverse, Kang is one of the first characters you would think of. And then Quantumania made him the main villain of that movie. And, well, the way Quantumania ended, it seemed like, now all the Kangs are out, but there's no real consequence of it. All they're doing is just sitting in a coliseum screaming at each other. And I mean, also, not only that, is just like, it feels like every MCU movie is going through major reshoots, going through hell to be released and all that stuff. Quantumania was one of those, despite the fact that it is technically a movie, you can see snippets of a previous version of that movie when you're watching it, because it went through a bunch of reshoots. Oh, hi, Norman.
Speak of the devil.
Mr. Osborn.
Oh, please. How long have we known each other? It's Mr. Mayor. It's Norman. Norman!
Norman, what do
You know, I'm something of a mayor myself.
The grant agreement you signed has strict safety provisions. This isn't your first violation.
Those were excused.
By me. We should have confiscated this equipment long ago.
But I've had a breakthrough.
Thank you for your great service to our country. These folks will escort you to Oscorp Robotics, where you'll receive the latest in prosthetics. No charge.
This isn't about safety infractions, is it?
I'm trying to help you, Otto.
Excuse me.
You're free to continue your work in a secure environment.
At Oscorp.
You always were the smartest guy in the room.
You haven't changed a bit.
Neither of you. Hey, Peter. Harry will be coming back from...
That woman behind him is a statue.
Maybe the two of you can start that business you always talked about.
Okay, thank God she moved.
Is opportunity knocking.
She looks like she's about to kick my ass.
Easy.
I'm gonna get my phone while this cutscene's going on.
Maybe we could start over.
Peter. There's no we. Without the grant from the city, I can no longer pay you. I need some time to think. If I were you, I'd look for a new job.
It's a lot. My phone was going off like every 38 seconds, especially at the beginning of the session. Just some people replying to some texts I sent,
To help Doc.
especially
Harry.
about the Olympics.
Ask him to talk to his dad. No. Norman never listens to Harry.
Ow.
To kill funding for his research stations. Hey, one of those stations is nearby. Should see how they're doing while Harry's in Europe. There must be some way to help Doc. I'll think of something.
Alright, so this is what I was talking about earlier with Harry, way earlier in the session, where there were research stations. This is the other way to get research tokens in this game.
Harry left me a message about these before he left for Europe.
Pete, hey, I need a favor. My mom's pet project was research stations that could benefit the public. Now, I launched them, but now that I'm away, Oscorp's gonna shut them down unless they prove their value. I was hoping you could watch them. I left details in each one. Thanks, man. As long as they're here, it's like a part of my mom is, too.
Well, it's not gonna pay the bills, but it sounds like it means a lot to him.
So I will be doing I will be doing these because there is a side mission required for them, so I have to do them.
I've got a couple stations measuring air pollution. The idea is to catch the, contaminants before they reach toxic levels. Between you and me, I think Oscorp wants this to fail because it might show they're polluting.
The amount of polycyclic hydrocarbons in the air is way too high. And rising. If it keeps getting worse, people could die. The particles are concentrating in trouble spots, like mini clouds of smog. I'll swing through them and get samples, then trace them to the source. Nasty as they are, I gotta swing right through those clouds. For these clouds to be visible to the naked eye, the level of toxins must be up there. And gotcha! I'm getting some good stuff. Well, good samples of bad stuff anyway.
But what was I saying about the MCU? You know, they were just trying too hard to, they were trying to replicate what phase 1 through 3 did within 2 phases, and that's just not going to work out, especially when, the characters that you're introducing aren't that interesting to begin with. Because out of the characters that they've introduced in phases 4 and 5, you know, none of them really were as interesting as someone from phase 3, you know. Back in phase 4, people weren't looking forward to the shows that were dedicated, people were looking forward to shows that were dedicated to the likes of Hawkeye because they knew who he was, and, they probably liked him already. Miss Marvel was also, the other issue they have is, like, their shadow drops tendencies. Like, they drop stuff at, like, the worst of times. They dropped Miss Marvel, like, at the same fucking time that Obi-Wan Kenobi was coming out. And more people were looking, and generally, and this is from what I've noticed, as someone who is a fan of both, if you're a fan of Marvel, you're most likely a fan of Star Wars. And in some cases, you're a fan of one over the other.
Best smokestack picture I ever took.
And, I know more people who were looking forward to Obi-Wan because, it's fucking Obi-Wan. And despite, how divided people are on that show, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. Like, I legitimately enjoyed it.
Spider-Man, Shocker has escaped, and now he's robbing a bank on East 31st.
What happened? I thought he was behind bars.
He was. But one of the guards just walked up to his cell and released him, then gave him his suit back.
I knew Shocker was working for someone. What did you get out of the guard?
Wish I could ask him, but he's dead. Whoever made him release Shocker didn't want any loose ends.
Damn.
Looking at the security footage, the guard was in some kind of trance. And it might have been the lighting, but it looked like his eyes were glowing.
Well, that's creepy. Okay, I'll see what I can get out of Shocker when I get to the bank.
Alright. I have no idea how long this part's gonna go, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna stop the part here, and even if it's a short part, so what? It'll be okay. So the next time we meet in Marvel Spider-Man, we're gonna be... Holy shit, this is the second time that I've cut the part right before we fight Shocker in some way. But the next time we meet in Marvel Spider-Man, we're gonna be fighting the Shocker. So see you guys next time, and take care.